Yes, you read the title right. Mario Kart World is the best racing game that I have ever played, and it's definitely one of the most addictive video games that I have ever played in my entire life because of one game mode in particular, but we'll get back to that in this review in a little bit because I want to talk about the first thing that you see and think about when you see the game, and that is the graphics, the art style, and the visuals of Mario Kart World. And I have to say that they look absolutely beautiful, amazing, stunning. It's definitely a nice showcase of what the Switch 2 can do, even in terms of performance. And when I first saw trailers for Mario Kart World online, I did think, these graphics do look good, but I don't know if they look better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, that's just because I was looking at it from my cell phone. When I saw the game in person, it was obvious that it is night and day between Mario Kart World and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart World has way better fidelity, just looks way better in person when you actually see it with your eyes. The game just looks absolutely stunning. Now, moving on to the gameplay, while Mario Kart World definitely does feel a bit similar to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it also definitely has much tighter controls. The gameplay, the movement just feels much tighter, which also just makes it feel really smooth. And when you get to use certain power-ups and boosts in this game, you do get a real sense of the speed that is happening right in front of you. But you can't talk about the gameplay in a Mario Kart game without talking about the different game modes. So let's get right into that. And to start things off with, in the single player mode, you do have your standard Grand Prix, which has 8 different cups with 4 different tracks to race on in each different cup. And the Grand Prix, I would say, is better than ever now because there are unlockable characters behind playing this mode, so it does add some incentive behind it. And I guess this is considered the official single player campaign mode because once you finish all the cups in Grand Prix, you do see the end credits of the game start to roll. So that's pretty cool there. And of course, with 24 racers now, which there are in every single player game mode, the gameplay and the races are definitely more hectic, more competitive, more wacky, just more Mario Kart than ever. They are a lot of fun, and they do mix things up a lot with the items now. I love the giant mushroom that just lets you squish everybody as you roll by, and you hear that stomping sound effect like you would hear in Mario World on the Super Nintendo, so that is really cool there. The star works great still, but the strongest of the new power-ups is the golden mushroom that was in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's just even more OP in this game now. The bullet bill has been nerfed a little bit, but can still definitely help you out in a pinch. You still have a lot of your standard melee items, the banana, the red shell, the blue shell, the green shell. But I would say the power-ups just seem like they're just more effective and kind of more overpowered than ever. Like, you get hit by one in first place, like you could end up all the way back in last place. That's how close these races are, especially when you're playing online. And speaking of online play, let's talk about the next addictive game mode that has me absolutely hooked on this game, and that is the Knockout Tour. I don't know why, but turning Mario Kart into a battle royale, adding the Knockout Tour to it, I guess just because it makes the stakes so much higher, just makes this game so absolutely mind-blowingly addictive to me. It is just so much fun. So basically in Knockout Tour, it's kind of like your standard race, but it's not, because you're actually going through a whole tour of like 4 different racetracks, and you're even racing in the areas in between. And the way that this game mode works is that you actually get knocked out if you're not at a certain place before you get to the finish line. So first it'll be like you have to land in the top 20, then the top 16, then the top 12, top 8, top 4, and then you're aiming for first place. And if you get in the top 3, you do get a trophy, so you're one of the winners, which is really cool. But this game mode just adds so much to Mario Kart World and is really the big great addition to this game that is actually even way better than the open world. Speaking of the open world in Mario Kart World, it is a great addition to the game. It's cool to just enjoy the free roam mode, which it is officially called free roam, where you can just, do missions, do challenges, which are pretty cool, unlock collectibles and unlock costumes for your characters. And it's also cool now that in between waiting for races online, instead of just waiting there in a lobby, you actually do get to roam around the open world and maybe unlock some costumes or find some collectibles while you're there just killing time. So it is a really cool addition to that, but that's about all there is to it. There isn't a ton of depth to it, but it is definitely nice to have it in this game. It definitely adds to the value and the gameplay that you're getting for this $80 game now. Another game mode available in Mario Kart World is your standard battle mode. It works one of two ways. You can play the battle mode where you have to have the most coins, or you can play the battle mode where you actually have to get the most hits and you have your 5 balloons that can pop. If all 5 of your balloons pop, then you're out. I did play a bit of that online actually right before this review, and I actually have to say that I was kind of getting hooked on it actually. It is pretty fun. Nothing out of this world, but it is pretty fun there, and I had to tell myself, like, I got to get off of this because I got to do this review, got to make some content here, so good game mode to have. So while my review of Mario Kart World has been all positive so far, there is definitely one negative that I have about this game. It is an issue that I think Nintendo should actually fix, and that is that when you're doing the standard races online, when it's less than 24 racers or significantly less than that, like you've got 9, 10, maybe 12 in a race, like it just feels really unbalanced, because the way the new power-ups or weapons items in this game work is that it just really feels like it's meant to have 24 racers there, because they are just so impactful, so chaotic. Like when you get hit in this game, like it really hits you, like really sets you back even more than it did in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But it's not a big deal if you have a whole pack of 24 racers and they're all getting hit with items too. But when it's down to a minimal amount for the online game matches for the races, it just definitely feels a bit subpar. But Knockout Tour is where it's at, and there is always 24 racers online with that, and it loads instantly. Like pretty much once you get on there, you're gonna have like a minute to wait and you're gonna just start a matchup right away. So that seems to be where it's really at for the online. But I do think that for the standard races, they should at least put a minimum of like 15 to 16 racers in there, just so it balances out a little better. One of the last things that I want to talk about in this review is the audio, the sound, and I have to say that the sound effects actually sound really great. Some of them actually even sound really satisfying, like when you get to squish enemies and you hear that stomping sound from Mario World, the 2D platformer game from the Super Nintendo. That's really cool. Everything sounds really cool, really good, even in handheld mode with that surround sound on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. And I have to say that to top it all off with Mario Kart World, to really just make this game a masterpiece, classic, must-play Mario Kart game, the soundtrack is maybe the best soundtrack in any Mario game ever. Actually, I will say that it is, because the soundtrack in Mario Kart World is like a love letter to the entire Super Mario series, because there is some really cool original songs and there is a lot of remix songs that just sound really good, and Nintendo just knows where to put them, when to put them, and the music in this game just hits really good. So as you can see here, I've played Mario Kart World for over 20 hours now since picking up the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th at the midnight launch. Honestly, I wish I put more hours into it already, but you know, life gets busy and I get tired and I don't have time to always game every single day. But Lord willing, as long as I am able to live and continue to play my Nintendo Switch 2, play video games, I can easily see myself putting hundreds of hours into Mario Kart World. But that is it for this review. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And if you're not already and you like this Nintendo Switch 2 content, please subscribe to the channel for more. And of course, I will continue to cover Nintendo Switch 1 content as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next time, I will catch you all later.